The Creamline Cool Smashers and the Petro Gazz Angels currently hold the top two spots in the PVL Open Conference Final Four. The elimination round ends on Wednesday and will determine who between Motolite and Banko Perlas will end up as the number 3 or 4 seeds. To give us their projected PVL Final Four matchups, let's bring back Sinjin Reyes and Miss Naringo.
Hi. We missed you, Miko.
I missed you guys too. So, I look forward to yung projected ninyo na Final Four matchups. May scenarios pa tayo na pwedeng tignan. So, Nernie, I'll start with you. Your projected dream, I don't know, dream, but yung projected or at least yung blockbuster PVL Final Four matchup that you foresee.
Well, for me, based on the conference, based on the games that happened in the past, and that being the benchmark for my prediction, nag-explain ko talaga.
May disclaimer.
On Wednesday, I feel that it will go as is, meaning Petro Gazz will win, Creamline will win. So if that happens, my prediction will be Creamline will be number 1, Motolite will be number 4. And then 2 and 3 will be Petro Gazz versus Banko Perlas. That's because of the Wednesday games.
If, let's say, ito yung matuloy na Final Four,
Right.
what would make this really, really intriguing kung matuloy tong Final Four na to?
Well, for me, because right now the teams are better. We saw the progress of all the teams. Even Motolite, they started shaky, but Pablo came back with the vengeance, playing well. Tots Carlos maturing. If they play well, they start strong. And then Creamline, we have to mention, we're not sure if Eliza and Gio will play in the semis. We're not sure. You'll never know what can happen. Although Creamline still proved it yesterday against Banko Perlas. They did it pa rin with the Banko Perlas squad. So if these scenarios happen, you never know. There may be upsets. For Petro Gazz and Banko also, I think the matchup is really even. So you never know. Even if Petro Gazz is number 2, you never know. A good game by Banko Perlas might be another upset, and it might be a different finals.
Sinjin.
I think what's interesting also is we should also look at the schedule. Game 1 and Game 2 will be back-to-back. There's factors of fatigue that will play in. There's factors of syempre yung may gustong bumawi right away the next day. So you really don't know what can happen, especially when you have Creamline na bawas, tas going up against Motolite na medyo eager and hungry to be part of the finals, because if ever this will be their first finals stint. Tas Banko Perlas, for the past 3 years, trying to knock into the finals door, laging kinakapos in the last minute. So talagang maraming mga baon yung mga teams going into this Final Four matchup. But that's going to be an interesting backstory coming into the weekend.
I think pareho kayo, no? You have identical yung projected yun na Final Four. No? So Sinjin, for you, you are, do I say predicting?
I would say like we are guessing.
You're guessing that it will be
like
Creamline versus
intelligent
Banko, Petro Gazz versus Motolite.
This is a possibility, Tito Mills. Kasi pwede siyang mangyari in the sense that if ito naman yung opposite ng sinasabi ni Narina. If
Scenario
na if Creamline loses in 3 sets, for some weird reason they lose their winning streak.
It has to be a straight sets loss.
Yeah, straight sets loss, and then Motolite will put it up into quotient system against Banko. They'll be number 3 because they'll have the same win-loss card with Banko, and then the quotient points will be both at 29 at that rate. So one of them will go up. So it will depend on set scores na. So if that happens, then it's going to be an interesting change of things because Banko will be up against Creamline early on, and then Petro Gazz will be up against Motolite.
There's also a scenario 1.
Yeah.
So you might also explain that involves Petro Gazz, the scenario 1.
Oh yeah. Well, Petro Gazz, if they lose against Chocomucho, it makes things just more interesting because it gives more points to the lower teams. But
they're still number 2.
Yeah, but they're still number 2. Basically, yung gagalaw lang talaga yung 3 and 4. So it's really Motolite must win in 3 sets and try to make sure that Creamline doesn't get as much points as they would.
Yeah, and it's interesting for me to mention it kasi for the Motolite fans, alam mo pang may chance.
Yeah.
These are the possibilities. So the fans have to pray hard and hope that their favorite players play well to make that happen.
And it's possible because you have a complete Motolite squad going up against GLS and Eliza-less Creamline squad. So anything could happen. It's sports.
Yeah, and it's the 3-4 kasi
Yeah.
is relevant. Best of 3 naman pareho yan.
Yeah.
But it's who you're facing
Yes.
in the best of 3. Kaya
Agree.
napaka-relevant nung 3 and 4 as a ranking.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Creamline has yet to lose. So you don't want to be facing them in a scenario na sa Final Four.
Yeah.
Diba? Maybe in the finals pa, sige na, kasi at least you end up number 2, whatever happens.
Yeah, and no one is saying na, ay kasi kayang-kaya naman si Petrogas. No one is saying that. No
Yeah.
one is saying you're guaranteed that you will win over Petrogas. It's just that because of the way this tournament has panned out, syempre kung quote-unquote, pipili ka na rin ng mga kalaban. Bakit mo naman gugustuhin kalabanan yung number 1 team of the conference?
Hindi lang number 1, ang number 1 na wala pang talo. That's a
And
big thing.
That's more motivation for Motolite to win their game. And if they do, kawawa yung mapupunta sa number 4 dahil siguradong gustong bumawi agad ng Creamline if Motolite snatches a win away from Creamline.
Yes.
Okay, so for Wednesday, the key talaga is aabangan ng tao ano ang effect of the matches on the Final Four matchups. Yun talaga.
I think it's more of the game between Motolite and Creamline.
All eyes on that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's show the team standings once again, just so people, just so the fans can really see where the teams are. And again, Creamline is still undefeated at 15-0. We've got one more game day left on Wednesday. You have Petro, Gazz, Motolite, and Banko Perlas. So talagang, yan na, that's your top 4. And Wednesday will determine kung magkakatotoo yung projected Final Four matchups ni Sinjin and Rick. Correct?
Correct. Agree.
Correct. And agree. Thank you very much, Sinjin Reyes and Miss Noringo for helping us out.
Thank you.
No problem. This has been The Score. I'm Nico Alili. You can also watch The Score on iWant for free. And we'll leave you with our look at the draw for the 30th SEA Games competitions and the UAP swimming finals. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Today we put sports front and center as we draw the teams and find out who will be playing against whom in their respective competitions. We're all excited to know which teams will be going up against the favorites in our competitions.
Alam mo, sa men's team, marami talaga dyan. Nandiyan ang Thailand, Indonesia, siyempre in Vietnam and Myanmar. Either makatalo ka lang ng isa doon sa between Myanmar and Vietnam, sigurado makapasok tayo sa quarterfinals. Hopefully, pagdating ng semifinals, makalusot kami and sana magtuloy-tuloy hanggang finals.
To recap, here's the group for the men's volleyball competition of the 30th Southeast Asian Games. For Group A, we have Thailand, Myanmar, Singapore, Timor-Leste. And for Group B, we have Indonesia, Vietnam, Cambodia, and the Philippines.
Gawin lang namin lahat kung ano man yung pwede namin gawin and hopefully sana malaking tulong factor kung manonood kaya susuportahan kami sa every game namin. Maraming salamat.
For women's football division, for Group A, we have Philippines, Myanmar, and Malaysia. For Group B, we have Vietnam, Thailand, and Indonesia. The groupings for the men's football competition. We have for Group A, Philippines, Malaysia, Myanmar, Cambodia, and Timor-Leste. For Group B, we have Thailand, Indonesia, Vietnam, Laos, Singapore, and Brunei. There you have it, summary of the team draw for men's. What is flashed on screen?
Ang laki raw ng improvement ng Philippines. Maganda raw yung nilaro natin against Singapore. Bumitaw lang sa dulo eh. Pero I'm pretty confident they will land in the podium.
There you have it, the summary of the teams. Thailand is number 1, Philippines number 2, and Singapore number 3.
Expect that the team will fight hard, try their best. Kasi sabi ko nga, mga 8 years na sila magkasama, hinog na sila, ready na sila manalo.
This year, we were the underdogs talaga. We lost 7 seniors and the other teams got so much recruits. So, we just stuck together and we trained really hard and we swam for each other and then in the end, it paid off talaga. One of the best championships we ever won. Better than all the other 5 feet because we really worked hard for this.
this feeling never gets tiring. Like, I'm very proud of everyone because we really gave it our best effort. Even though some people say that this was like sure win, for us it was still, we fought for it with each point, each second, each millisecond. We fought for it as if we were underdogs. We just wanted the championship.
Sa juniors, iba-iba yung mga nanalo, and UST really proved to be very, very competitive. Yung swimmers sila, very promising. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see some future national swimmers from that squad. Well, I congratulate all the winners and non-winners for season 82 swimming competitions. As I've said, the future of swimming looks very bright because of the many broken records in the juniors division. And definitely these new kids will go up to the seniors level, and hopefully they continue breaking and establishing new records in the UAAP.